everybody, and welcome back to Time to Go. Bob here, and in today's video we have a watch that I've been wanting to get my hands on for quite some time. Well, since it came out at Baselworld in 2016, that is the Bulova Curv. This watch is housing the world's first curved chronograph movement. I can't remember the model number right off the top of my head of this one, but I'll post it here right now. So I do have a little bit of a soft spot for Bulova. It's kind of the watch that got my watch collecting career kick-started. I was gifted one by my wife a few years back, and here I am now. So let's spin the camera around. We'll take a closer look at the Curv. Okay, so here is the Curv. Now, as far as what comes with this watch, we have just a regular inner and outer box. I'd say the box is a little higher quality than what would normally come with the Bulova, their typical gray box. In the background, we also just have our instruction manual as well as hang tag. Now, as far as the watch itself goes, I'm just going to throw a few specs and measurements at you guys. So the case width on this thing is 43 millimeters. We are just a tad over 47 millimeters lug to lug. The lug width is 22 millimeters, and I'm getting a measurement just under 10 millimeters for case thickness, giving it a nice slender profile on wrist, especially with how that curve conforms to your wrist. Now, the water resistance here is 30 meters, and the crystal is a sapphire crystal, and much like the case, it is curved as well, giving it a really cool modern look. So in keeping with that modern look, the dial here has a kind of an interesting color combination. There is a band across the center of the dial that is a sort of a silvery metallic, which fades to black heading towards the 12 and the 6 o'clock position. And I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to make that out here or not. It's kind of hard to capture this watch. The lighting's a little bit tricky with the curved sapphire crystal here. So I will have some pictures though at the end of the video that will show that a little bit better for you guys. Now, we have applied stainless steel hour markers, which mimic the look of the hands, which also have a very modern look to them as well. And one thing I should point out is the tip of the minute hand is actually curved as well, so as to not hit the crystal as it goes around the dial. So we have 3 subdials. At 3 o'clock is the minutes counter for the chronograph function. At 6 o'clock, we have the hours counter. And at 9, we have both the running seconds as well as the chronograph seconds counter when in the chronograph function. So also within that 6 o'clock subdial, it is printed 262 kilohertz, which signifies the high frequency movement we have here. And by the way, the movement is supposed to be accurate within 10 to 15 seconds a year, which is very impressive. To switch to the chronograph function, we press the lower pusher here, and you'll see that seconds hand at 6 o'clock zeroes out. The top pusher starts the chronograph, and I'll let it run here for a second. And if we stop the chronograph, pushing the bottom pusher here resets it to 0, and if we push it in again, the second subdial will go back to its running seconds function. Love that little pop of blue, by the way. And I forgot to mention the loom. The hours, the hour and minute hands, as well as the hour markers on the chapter ring are loomed. So I'll give you guys a quick shot of that as well. So I'm not 100% sure what loom they're using here on the Curv, but I'm very surprised at how bright it is. It's definitely a quality loom. The bezel here is, I believe, PVD coated stainless steel, with the rest of the case being stainless with mostly brushed surfaces other than the polishing here, sort of where the case transitions to the case side, and again at the bottom where the case transitions to the case back. The case obviously has quite a dramatic curve, and I'll show you when I pop it on wrist, but it really sits nicely on the wrist. Now, the case back on this particular version is fairly sparse. This one is a solid case back, but there are some versions with a display case back as well, which is really cool. Now, not sure how tricky battery changes are going to be, but you'll see here we have 4 screws on the case back, and to get at the movement, I believe you have to back these out and lift the top of the watch out of the case. If anyone out there has had any experience with this, let me know in the comments below how it went. Now, the pushers and the crown are all polished. The crown being signed with the tuning fork logo. It's not a screw down crown, and the pushers, although they have that look of screw down pushers with these grips here, they are not screw down either. The strap here is a genuine leather strap. It is a black alligator embossed strap. It's not the best quality strap I've ever had, but it's not bad. The buckle here feels very nice and solid. You'll see that it is signed with that Bulova tuning fork logo as well. So let me just pop it on wrist here for a sec for you guys. All right, so check it out. This thing just sits so nicely on the wrist. It's very light as well, so sometimes you forget you're actually wearing a watch. It's got this really modern sort of sporty look to it, but with this slender case, you could easily pull this off in dressier situations. And I actually have a wedding coming up, and this will probably be the watch that I'll be wearing for that. The one thing with this watch that is kind of lacking for me is the water resistance. I'd feel a little more comfortable if it was 100 meters or even 50 meters for that matter. But other than that, if you're looking for something a little bit different, the Curv is a really great option. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed our look at the Bulova Curv. I had a lot of fun putting this one together, and it really is such a cool watch with a unique design. So thanks again for stopping by the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.